I've been thinking about my past recently. I looked through it was like a Google Doc. It was a Google Doc, and it was from several years ago. It was like 2018. I was a senior, and in this Google Doc, I was talking about um, what was going on in my life, and I mentioned that I'd been feeling depressed. And at the time, I was feeling depressed because I was in high school and I hated it, and a bunch of my friends had dropped out already, and I just didn't want to be there anymore. But, I still had like 6 months left of the year or whatever. Now, I was also thinking more recently, before I even, revisited that document, about 3 of my best friends from the past. Now, these 3 friends, very similar sense of humor, just great guys, One of them, I still see him sometimes, but he has a wife and a son, and he lives far away, and he's about to live even further away. So it's not nearly the same as it was when we were, teenagers. Another, he went to the Navy years ago. So now getting to see him is very scarce. We'll go years without seeing each other. And the third one, the one I was closest with, died a 1.5 years ago. And the reason why I'm even talking about this is in that document, I was, discussing what I was depressed about, whatever like teenager-y type, whatever it was. I'm in my 20s now. But I mentioned those 3 people, those 3 names, multiple times, as well as them, I mention, other friends I have. So the idea is, at that time, I still had these 3 people around me frequently. I look back and I had a pretty big friend group. I wasn't super close with all of them, but there was a time in my life where up to 10 of us would be hanging out, pretty much routinely, right? Constantly. Just big ass groups, outside, inside, whatever. And I was sad then, and I had those 3 people. I still see 2 of them every so often because, they're still alive, but it's not the same. I'm sure, whoever's watching this, maybe you can relate. But the idea that I want to get across is that the point is, I think that you should remember what you have, what you still have. Back then I was upset about whatever, but at least I had those 3 people. Right now, maybe I'm upset about something, but at least I still have, I still have some of my, I still have a good amount of my friends. I still have my health. I still have this and that, and a girlfriend and everything. But, it'll never be perfect. But it's important to remember what you do have. And it may be more than you think. If you actually take the time to think about it, you may realize you're more blessed than maybe it feels. So just remember the good, remember what you do have, and, enjoy it while you have it.